That's how I feel right now. All right, gang. Enough talk. Let's get it. We're on year 0, baby. In a TvT with, oh, it's not Traveler. His in-game name is, in fact, DassemUltor. And his opponent on the right-hand side, in the red, playing Terran also. It is ToonDragon. Both players with pretty standard builds so far. Now, I will say, if you've stopped on my stream before, the name ToonDragon definitely sounds familiar. He has played a number of games, and if you type in !YouTube in the chat, you'll be able to check out a number of his YouTube games that I've uploaded to my YouTube account. He always puts on a heck of a good show. Let me tell you what, ToonDragon is a fantastic player, and I am so happy that he decided to join this Diamond tournament. He should put on quite a bit of fun here. As for DassemUltor, also known as Traveler, I've never seen him play before. He obviously won his first game. I heard it was a 2-1 against a player named Juvader. So he must be a good player. Juvader was telling us in the chat that they all three were close, tight, scrappy little games. So I think he's going to put on a good show for us as well. Little SCV scouting going on for both players, but nothing too significant happening just yet. We do see the same builds happening for both players, both setting down a factory. Looks like neither one of them saving up for a any sort of crazy tech behind this. But 2 gases taken on both sides here, so both Dassem and ToonDragon have taken both gases. And the Reapers are out. Looks like the Reapers are going to pass each other, say hello. Wow, that's a cute move from ToonDragon, hiding that Reaper in the top corner. And is going to make it over to his opponent's base just a little bit quicker. There is one more Reaper on the way here for DassemUltor, and in fact, also another second Reaper out for ToonDragon. Year 0 is a big map. There's a lot of ground to cover. The Reapers are going to find each other here. ToonDragon on move command, though, going to take a lot of damage, but his Reaper should be fine as he escapes the... Oh, no, wait. He tried to go back for the kill there. That could be bad for ToonDragon, and ToonDragon's Reaper is going to go down. Hellion is out, but it looks like his pressure is not going to go very well. Oh, dear. Look at that. Okay, never mind. ToonDragon is going to be able to pick off the other Reaper as well, so it's an eye for an eye in game number 1 already, as both players suffer the loss of 1 Reaper. Exact same builds. Look at this. Okay, so looks like Traveler does have a starport and a second barracks going down. Little scuffle at the front here, a missed Reaper grenade. Hellion shots going off here. Oh, ToonDragon pulls his Hellion back a little too slowly. And oh man, he does go in for the Reaper kill though. So trading a Reaper for a Hellion, and the Reaper looks like, oh no, the Hellion is going to pick it up. Oh, come on. Come on. Get it. There it is, and the Reaper does go down. There it is. Boom. Both players now with starports on the way. Looks like siege tanks coming out from DassemUltor, pardon me. Hellion going to pop up here, but a little bit of miscontrol from DassemUltor, and it looks like his Hellion could be in a lot of trouble. Going to get chased across the map. Never mind. It is going to get back home. That's just fine. Very nicely done. Bed Soap. Thank you for the follow. What an unusual username. Bed Soap. I love it. Alright, so natural expansion going to finish up there for DassemUltor, just a second or two ahead of ToonDragon, but both players in good shape so far. Again, these builds looking incredibly similar. We've got a second factory now on the way for ToonDragon. We did have 2 barracks back home for DassemUltor, but right now, both of them look like they're pumping out siege tanks. Got 1 Viking. Okay, Stim now starting for DassemUltor and a second barrack, so we are seeing bio play. And with the extra factory here, it looks like we might actually see a TvT bio versus mech. I don't want to call it too soon, guys, but I love bio versus mech games. Oh, they're so good. Repair going down here for DassemUltor, just getting everything back up ship shape and Bristol fashion. USDR checking around for a third base, not gonna see it. USDR, pardon me, ToonDragon. USDR is his clan name. ToonDragon checking around for a third base here, and his Viking is staying back home, patrolling, playing it real safe. Engineering bay for ToonDragon. Reactor on the starport. Barracks moving out, so we are going to see mech play here from ToonDragon. He's going to scan and see that tech lab on the barracks researching. He knows he's up against Bio. And already a healthy number of Marines and a couple medevacs out for DassemUltor as he's protecting back home. Now, neither player really taking advantage of the size of this map yet. Both players sitting back and defending with a very small amount of aggression after their openings just didn't quite work out. Reactor going down on the barracks here for DassemUltor. It looks like he wants to power up Marine production quite soon. We can see him dropping a couple more, pardon me, I was going to say a couple more supply depots, but that's not the case. We do see +1, though, starting for his infantry units. On the other side of the map, we do see a third base now coming down from ToonDragon. Going mech, it looks like he's going to feel a little safer with a couple extra siege tanks and Hellions back home to protect himself. That third factory about to finish up. Pardon me, apologies. As another Viking does come out. Now, the third base for DassemUltor is going to get stopped here, actually. Picks off the SCV. That's a nice little pick there for ToonDragon, who had his Hellion waiting. Going to get met by another Hellion, though, and I think Hellion will get taken out there as ToonDragon decides not to get away. There it is. Very nicely done. All right, third base. We should see an SCV coming over, hopefully, to finish building that third base. There it is. DassemUltor sending SCV down, but ToonDragon's third just finishing up here at his natural, so as soon as he floats it over, he's going to be a little bit ahead there of his opponent, and you can already see him moving that army to the front of his base. He's already got a barracks there, scouting to make sure there's nothing there. So his third base will open up. 1 minute, guys. I need to do a little bit of work with the scheduling. Hold on just a tick, please. Alright, sorry about that. Blue Flame finishing up for ToonDragon here quite quickly, and double armory going down. Where are those two armories? There's one in his main, and one in his natural? Oh, they're both in his main. Look at that. Just missed it on the camera there. Both in his main. Double armory going down as it looks like he wants to power up a little bit. Now, there's a huge drop here. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 Marines, and a tank from DassemUltor in 2 medevacs, giving us the glory shot of Amon there, which I really appreciate. But the longer those full medevacs sit out in the middle of the map, the quicker these Vikings are going to catch them. And oh no, DassemUltor in a whole world of trouble as these medevacs are going to be forced to boost away. But one is going to go down. He's going to lose a medevac full of 8 Marines. Oh man, what a great pick there from ToonDragon, whose spidey senses were absolutely just tingling looking at that mini-map. Excellent. Oh, he could see him. That's why he had control of the Zelnaga watchtower. Fantastic stuff. Juniba in the chat, you can be a critic as much as you want. I can't see your stuff until 3 minutes later. So, you know, talk all you want. I don't mind at all. Hellions here for ToonDragon sharking around underneath the third base, which has just been established for DassemUltor. But ToonDragon's going to be able to saturate a little bit before then, so it looks like his income is going to be a little bit ahead, but not too much. Hellion run by here, not going to catch a whole lot though. Blue Flame Hellion's going to take out 1 mule, but a lack of control there from ToonDragon means that these Hellions going to get cleaned up. 1 Hellion goes down, 2 Hellion goes down. 2 Hellions do us. Oh, 2 Hellions barely escape, so there we go. All right. Third base now a little bit safer as the army from DassemUltor begins to move across the map. Okay. Gonna chase this little army from ToonDragon back. ToonDragon sieged up around his third. Those siege tanks have a nice control of the area here. That's the entrance into the natural, and it looks like that could be what DassemUltor decides to do. Now, DassemUltor does have a couple more, I believe, a couple more Vikings than his opponent does. No, I'm wrong. I apologize. ToonDragon winning the Viking War. A good scan there. Going to force the army back to avoid the scan because he doesn't want to know what's coming, but he certainly would have seen it coming. Huge load up here is all the, okay. 12 Marines and a tank loaded up into the medevac, going to drop on top of the tank in the natural. That tank is immediately going to go down. The medevac taking a lot of damage, though, from the missile turret as the stim happens. and the tanks fail to siege up outside the natural. There we go. A couple tanks do siege up. He's picking off ToonDragon little by little. ToonDragon driving those tanks into the siege tanks, but there's a nice position here by DassemUltor at the bottom of the map. The 3 Vikings are going to be able to do a bit of work here, but ToonDragon falling apart as 24 SCVs go down. 4th base still being built, but the natural expansion does fall immediately, and the siege tanks pulling out of position, and looks like they're going to pick up, pack up, and go straight into the main. There's the GG from ToonDragon, and DassemUltor is going to take game number 1. Wow, what a match. All right, guys, let's put 2 minutes on the clock. Get these guys in for game number 2. I appreciate your patience. We'll be right back with a little bit more StarCraft action after the break. Hey guys, quick update. According to our rules, the players can request an up to a 5-minute break in between games. We do have one of our players that's having some connection issues. He said his ping was very high that game. We have players from all over the world, so I'm not surprised to hear that his ping was pretty high. One of our players has requested a 5-minute break, so that means we're going to have to take 5 minutes. Oh, no, never mind. He's ready to go. Never mind. He's ready to go. I'll be right back with you. Alright gang, we are back. Thank goodness ToonDragon was able to check his connection quite quickly. Fingers crossed he doesn't have quite as much ping this time around. I will say guys, I am so impressed with the Diamond Heroes and Platinum Heroes tournaments this time around. It is phenomenal work that we have players from all over the world. Take a minute if you will. Somebody type !Liquipedia into the chat. Go check our Liquipedia pages out. Count how many nationalities are represented by our players on the Platinum Heroes Discord server. It is absolutely beautiful to see players from all over the world coming together to get better at StarCraft. All right. Let's get into it. The winner of game number 1 and current champion. If he wins this game, he is going to proceed to day 2 with an undefeated record. It is DassemUltor. His opponent on the left, who has chosen Kairos Junction due to his loss last game, in the red, it is ToonDragon. Now, before we go on, I do want to take a minute to explain how the Diamond Heroes tournament works. Right after we finish casting the Diamond Heroes, by the way, there's a Platinum Heroes tournament as well. That's a simple single elimination. Pardon me. The Diamond Heroes tournament starts with a group stage. Double elimination. If you watch the GSL, it's very similar to the group stages in the GSL. You gotta win 2 games to go on. 2 players move forward in each group. 2 players are eliminated from each group. Now, we only have 12 players, which means that 6 players are gonna move on to tomorrow's finals. Obviously, the players that win from the losers bracket today, there will be 3 players who have a record of 2 matches and 1 match. They're all going to end up in the lower seeds. They'll have to fight it out. But of the players who win 2-0 today, whichever 2 players have the highest map score, so presumably, if of the 3 players, if 2 of them have gone 4 maps to 0 and 1 of them has gone 4 maps to 1, then the 2 players that went 4 maps to 0 will be awarded higher seeds tomorrow, and they will be immediately seeded into the semifinals. So there is a lot on the line with every single map today, so every player should be pushing to not lose a single map as they proceed through this tournament. So these players are in the winner's bracket, which is great. Whoever loses is not out yet. And whoever wins gets to go on to day 2 to compete again tomorrow for our prize pool, which I don't know what our prize pool is right now. I'm going to check at the beginning of this game. I'm going to sneak a little cheeky sneak into our prize pool. Let's see how it's coming along. Okay, our prize pool for the Diamond Heroes is currently sitting at $41, and wow, our Platinum Heroes prize pool is now up to $97. Oh man, a great grenade. They're going to drop ToonDragon back. He is not going to be able to finish off these 2 Reapers from DassemUltor. DassemUltor going with Reactor on Barracks again. Natural expansion coming down from both players. Starports are both on the way, both players going for a 1-1-1. We do see a suspiciously quiet factory with Tech Lab. I wonder if we're going to see some cloaked banshees. Nope, we're not. Yeah, we are. No, we're not. We're not. Never mind. Cancels the siege tank. Starts the Viking. And supply drops to keep it going. On the other side of the map. Starport is up. Factory with Tech Lab. Oh, nothing yet. It looks like they might swap over the factory and the barracks to get out some fast Hellions. Not really sure, actually. A little bit of aggression here happening at the front, though. The Reaper and Hellions getting on top of this siege tank. The Reaper getting some great shots off, though, as 2 more Marines pop off. ToonDragon forced to go back home, and in fact is going to... Oh, man, that Reaper's barely going to get away. I don't believe it with 10 health left. Going to get chased all the way back home, though. Man, DassemUltor wants this kill. Get him. Get him. Come on. Come on. Never mind. But the push behind this looks a little bit scary here. DassemUltor with a tank and a couple Marines. What's left here to defend? A couple Marines? We do see a Viking and a tank on the way, but they're not out yet. This is going to hit quite soon. The siege tank is up and with a Viking for spotting. DassemUltor may be able to get some work done here. Siege tank from ToonDragon is out, but unfortunately hasn't sieged up yet. Forced to tool back a little bit. Pick off these Marines. The Marines need to move forward. The Viking lands on top of the siege tank to do more damage. Oh my god, Marines firing at a landed Viking, which picks off a siege tank. The Viking tries to get up, but the Marines take it down as well. Viking now out on the field for ToonDragon. Siege tank forced to go back home. A couple Marines here to support it, though. Can drive that Viking away, and this push from DassemUltor is not dead yet. We see another siege tank about to pop out here for ToonDragon. ToonDragon going to land his Viking for that extra DPS as well. Picks off the tank, and it's just Marine versus Marine. Another tank pops out, but this is disgusting. What a slugfest. Landed Vikings everywhere as another siege tank joins the battle. Unsieged tank. The SCVs don't get there to repair in time. The SCVs now trying to repair. We see a landed Viking. Mike rowing backward. Unbelievable. DassemUltor with a landed Viking and a siege tank is going to push on forward. One more siege tank about out, but oh man, the depots aren't pulled. The SCVs are, though, and those SCVs going to surround the tank, but the Marines are there. We see 7 SCVs going down. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15. Oh my god, it's destruction. Now, DassemUltor's push has been cut short. He's still streaming reinforcements all the way across the map, but with 15 SCVs killed and roughly equivalent armies and production facilities, DassemUltor has got to be in good shape. Behind this, he started a 3rd base. He's adding on another barracks. He's getting those tech labs. He's teching up. Oh, man. Finally driven away, a siege tank in position to protect the natural. ToonDragon crippled. Look at that. He was doing so well, and then, bam, took a nosedive. DassemUltor is absolutely capitalizing on this. Look at this. More and more barracks coming down. A command center here as well. Hokey smokes. Targoda in the chat. What is up, buddy? You'll see this 3 minutes from now, but it's good to have you, man. Welcome back. Welcome to the tournament. I am so jazzed. Alright, DassemUltor licks his wounds, head back home, but look at the production facility. He's got an armory out for those +2 up. Well, he's just starting +1. I'm not sure what that armory's for. Maybe vehicle weapons? Anyway, starport on the way. 3rd command center. ToonDragon, meanwhile, adding on factories, going heavily into mech play, it looks like. Adding on that reactor to the starport, reactors onto the factories as well, and a tech lab too. Stim, just getting started here for DassemUltor. Looks like he wants to go for a balanced bio build. Pumping out some Vikings. He'll need some medevacs there if he wants to start pumping out a lot of bio units. So we should see some more medevacs hopefully soon. But the 3rd command center is on its way. Finally, 3rd command center getting dropped for ToonDragon as well. But he's going to be significantly behind. Oh, I just read Time Vivo that I'm cute. Aw. Yeah, I see you. I'll put a heart in the chat for you. You're going to hear about it 3 minutes later, but I'm going to think it's cute the whole time. Alright, neither player cutting SCV production. Neither of them really willing to commit yet to a full-out push. We see the upgrades massively in favor, though, of DassemUltor, who is taking advantage of this huge income advantage that he's had this whole game. I love the spikes. This is so cute. Look at this. This is like, do you know how, like, if you look at any graph of the stock market, and, like, after automatic trading in the early 2000s, it just starts to spike wildly because of computer automated trading? That's what this looks like, except that it's mule cycles. Oh, jeez. Tavon Swag Moon, thanks for the follow, man. I appreciate it. This is great. I hope you're enjoying the Diamond Tournament. Stick around. We're in hour 2 right now of what should be a 7-hour cast today. We've got one more tournament here and another tournament right after this. Oh, don't scare me like that, you monsters. Third base for DassemUltor is in place now. 3rd base for ToonDragon. Gonna go ahead and fly over there. Sets up a tank to protect his position. It looks like, ooh, starting a 4th command center already. ToonDragon boldly going where no Terran has gone before. Patrolling for drops here. It looks like he's doing all right, man. He's recovering pretty well. Dropping double armory here to support this mech push, this mech build that he's going into. Unfortunately, take a look at the upgrades, though, in the bottom corner of the screen here. We see +1 finished up already for DassemUltor, +2 on the way, and +1 armor as well. We see Terran ship weapons level 1 about to finish up also. So DassemUltor, I think, just slightly ahead here, about 10% ahead, 20% ahead in worker count also. Cute scouting marine here from ToonDragon. And wow, Hellion gonna force a cancel on that 4th base there for DassemUltor, which means that ToonDragon has got to feel good about finishing this 4th base up in his main as well. And now DassemUltor has a 4th base on his way, but ToonDragon could come back into this game shortly. More and more Marines pumping out here for DassemUltor. We see combat shields about to finish up. No concussive shells. He probably might be a good chance, though, if he starts if he would scout a little bit and see that his opponent's going mech. If we take a look at the views here, DassemUltor has not seen what his opponent's up to. No idea that he's up against a really seriously heavy mech build. And if we look at ToonDragon, we can see that he has no idea what he's up against either. He's got an idea of his bases, but not really sure exactly what he's going to be up against. I like that ToonDragon has a scouting Hellion here and a scouting Marine here to prevent further expansion without making that army commit to it. So a nice little play there. For any Terrans watching, plant a Marine there, man, at each base. At the very worst, see, look, he's going to force DassemUltor to bring this entire army over. Might even get a kill on the SCV that it goes over, if it goes over without a little bit of support. Wow, nice scan there from ToonDragon, or nice movement there from DassemUltor, who's going to get his entire army out of that scan from ToonDragon. ToonDragon's not going to see a whole lot. He still has no idea what he's up against. And wow, after seeing that his opponent missed the scan, DassemUltor... Oh, no, never mind. Oh, man, I thought he was going to push out. I got real excited there for a second. Oh, shoot. All right, finally, DassemUltor is going to move out. No, come on, man. Don't tease me like that. I've called it twice now. Once I call that you move out, DassemUltor, you've got to move out. Otherwise, I look like an idiot. And I look like an idiot most of the time. Planetary Fortress for ToonDragon, who looks like he's trying to get catch up on economy. He's still 10 SCVs behind, but with that extra mining base, it looks like things have evened out a little bit, and his mech force is looking pretty scary. No upgrades for ToonDragon. He's just started his +1/+1 and Blue Flame, about 3/4 the way done, I think. But there we go, DassemUltor moving that 4th base over finally. No 5th base on the way for DassemUltor. Scan from ToonDragon is not going to reveal his opponent's army. DassemUltor moves back to the ramp to protect himself. But ToonDragon looks like he wants to move forward. Another scan from DassemUltor is going to show where the army is. And here we go. The first skirmish is about to get set up here. Let's zoom out. Siege tanks in the position from both players now. Siege tank lines significantly away from each other. A lot of scans going down. Check out the unit tab really quickly here. Viking count is in favor here of DassemUltor. And that's really going to help out a whole lot in the siege tank fight. As once you can get air control, you can scout out a little bit further for your Vikings. But it looks like ToonDragon not willing to commit just yet. Sets up his siege tanks with a pretty good spread here. Vikings patrolling around the map, stealing one of these little archways, little plateaus in the middle here of Kairos Junction. But Viking, oh no, DassemUltor, control. DassemUltor, there we go. Finally picks those Vikings off. Doesn't let him go chasing waterfalls. Vikings from ToonDragon trying to attack here. A nice pick off there from DassemUltor. From ToonDragon rather, but it looks like he wants to engage. A lot of Marines going down there. That was a massive commitment there from DassemUltor that he didn't need to. The first Liberators for DassemUltor are out, and that's really good. We don't see any Libs yet from ToonDragon. Libs are great at breaking siege tank positions, and with nothing that fires up, these Vikings from DassemUltor can just go to town, taking out the Vikings of ToonDragon. ToonDragon down to just 2 Vikings, and DassemUltor. Wow, why are you not engaging, DassemUltor? Get in there. Wow, forcing an unsiege there from ToonDragon. ToonDragon gonna go straight backwards. Very nicely done. To DassemUltor gonna break that position from his opponent, gets a scan, sees that his opponent's moving backward, and he is gonna press his advantage to move forward toward the middle of the map into this choke in the very middle here of Kairos Junction. Another starport here going down for ToonDragon. Looks like he realizes that he needs to get some Libs out, and needs to get some Libs out fast. Building more production back home. Both players floating a lot of minerals now. It looks like more production facilities would not go amiss, and ToonDragon is doing well to do that. However, DassemUltor adding on 4 barracks also. We see +3 weapons on the way now for DassemUltor, who's left his army out in the middle of the map, unprotected, unsafe, out in the cold. 5th base for both players is up and running. You can see the income tab. With Mules, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but DassemUltor looks like he has not been cutting SCV production, whereas ToonDragon still about 10 SCVs behind, rather. 2 more command centers start for ToonDragon. He realizes this is going to be a really long game. All right. Sorry, DassemUltor here, going to break down these rocks because, you know, why would you walk all the way around when you could walk not as far around? I don't know. Scan sees where his opponent's army is, and you heard that sound. It was an immediate stim. He's got this he's got his opponent all the way over to his 5th base under the health of the planetary, but the natural completely exposed. Liberators siege up in time. All the Vikings go down, catches a couple reinforcements, and this is really, really bad for ToonDragon. Libs are sieged up. A huge Viking fleet from ToonDragon is going to get it here, but the DassemUltor going to siege up his tanks as well. Siege tank lines have been established. Highly stim Marines, though, with no metavacs from DassemUltor, and it looks like, oh man, ToonDragon trying to push into already siege tanks. Man, these units, these bio units from DassemUltor are so low. Kills out 12 SCVs, but if he loses his entire army here, he's in a bad shape. ToonDragon down to just a couple of siege tanks, but a couple siege tanks here for DassemUltor as well, getting some shots off. Siege tank from ToonDragon and move forward. Bio stims again. I don't know if that's a very good choice, but the bio now on top of the production facilities. There's so few bio units left. The Vikings getting rocketed down here by ToonDragon. ToonDragon has cleaned it up with siege tanks in the front, but the bio now in the main base, camping the production of ToonDragon. DassemUltor needs to move into that mineral line and keep picking off SCVs. Wow, 4 siege tanks pop out at the same time, and that is good night and good luck for DassemUltor, who still has a higher army supply than ToonDragon. What a fight. This is phenomenal work from both players. A great attack there by DassemUltor, and honestly, ToonDragon was way out of position. He defended pretty well. He got those tanks all the way across the map quite quickly and was able to bifurcate the army of DassemUltor, cutting it in 2 different places and picking off what he could and being very aggressive with those Vikings. Look at the Viking count now. 5 to 6. Even again. Unbelievably even. Now, unfortunately, DassemUltor does have a much larger army. Scans this 5th base, which is a dead giveaway that he's about to attack it, but ToonDragon not moving out in time, continuing to protect his natural here with some of these siege tanks, but DassemUltor moving into range here is going to pull ToonDragon out from his natural expansion into this 5th. The planetary going to go down immediately as landed Vikings from DassemUltor seem to be the theme of the day. Vikings with landed kills. Oh, man, that's crazy. All the Vikings on the ground now. Lib's getting taken out by these Vikings. Vikings, a good counter to Liberators, obviously. Both the second Liberator goes down, which is going to make it much harder for DassemUltor to break siege tank positions. But it looks like he doesn't care. He's out for blood, stims these bio units very, very heavily, and moves into a siege tank range that I'm not sure was a very good idea. DassemUltor finally gets pushed back away, but his army took quite a beating. 16 SCVs down. We can see that the SCV count of 37 to 74. DassemUltor taking a couple fights, overstaying his welcome just a little bit, and ToonDragon looks like he wants to capitalize. I think ToonDragon thinks he's done more damage than he actually has. DassemUltor with this large chunk of army out of position. ToonDragon gonna find a good position here as DassemUltor immediately evacuates his 5th base and gets it the heck out of there. We see some Hellbats, siege tanks sieging up, and the Vikings have arrived, pushing that command center even further back. Siege tanks sieging up the high ground, bio stimming forward, a lot of Marauders mixed in here. This is a good change from DassemUltor as he begins to pick off these tanks. There is so much action, cleans up all these tanks here, and the Vikings. Oh no, ToonDragon down to just 10 army supply. It looks like the vice grip has been closed. Look at the production tabs. That tells the whole story as DassemUltor moves his massive army across the map. Doesn't even bother sieging up tanks, getting up onto the high ground, scouting out with the Vikings, moving forward, and ToonDragon GG's out. DassemUltor takes game number 2, 2-0.